Hi guys, welcome to this session, Python for Data Science. Last time we looked at the operators, Python operators. In this session, we look at the list. These are Python collections. We have list, we have a tuple, some set, and a dictionary. So this tutorial will just focus on the list. Then eventually we'll tackle the other sections, the sets and the like. So what are lists? List is a collection that is ordered and changeable. Okay, so it is ordered and changeable. This is very important. Ordered and changeable, because the other type of collection that will look there is that will look later. They're not. Others are not ordered, and you cannot change them. But the list, the bit about the list is ordered and changeable. We'll look as we go how this will help us in our situation. So that's a list. So how do you define a list? A list is defined using square brackets, okay? And the list can contain duplicates. Let's give it an example. An example, I would say, let's maintain the list of names. So list of names, so that would be, say, Blena. Then I'll say Sean. Then I'll say as another name. Okay, let me do Blend again. Let me put another name there. Okay, all right. So now I'm saying a list is ordered and changeable. It means this is the order. The first name in this other list is Blender. The second name is Sean. How can I misspell this name? All right. The second one is Sean, then Mikoko, then Blaine again, then Namikasi. We can see that these contain duplicates. There's Blainer there and there's Blainer there. These are duplicates. So a list can contain duplicates. That's okay. But a list is ordered. So it means we can pull out elements using their order. Okay, let me just run this. Okay, let me just say print that, sorry. Let me just print name. All right. Oops. Oh, it's names, sorry. That should be names, not name. Yeah. All right, so we have Brenna, Sean, Mikoko, Blena, Namikasi. So according to our definition, a list can contain duplicates. We see here the duplicates are there. It is ordered. How do we know that the list is ordered? Okay, that will take us to accessing items within the list. Okay, so what if we want to access item number 2 in the list? How do we go about it? Okay, so remember they use the indexes. The first one has an index of 0, then the second one an index of 1. So if I say print names, let's do index 0. Okay, what's on index 0? If we run this, we see Blender is on index 0. Remember, we're saying it's ordered. Now we're using indexes to get the elements. That means we know on position 1 there's this item, on position 2 there's this item, because it's ordered. Okay, that's why we're getting position 0 there, we're getting Blender. If you can go ahead and say let's run on position 3. Okay, position 3 you also get Blender. Why? Because this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. You see, we're starting with 0. Okay, if I say position 2 or 2, for example, that will be Mikoko, because we have position 0, we have Blena, position 1, we have Sean, position 2, we have Mikoko. You see, That's how you can access uh, the elements within an array. At the same time, we're saying, okay, but before we do about how to change the items within the list, we can also use negative indexes to get the elements. So if I say -1, it means I'll get the last item. You see? If I say -3, it means we're starting counting from this side. 0, you see? 1, 2, 3 from there, that's Mikogo. If we're saying we're getting -4, so it means we're moving from the last item to the first item. So we can use indexes as well, negative indexes, to get the values of the items within the list. At the same time, we can use a range of indexes. For example, we can say from 0 to 3. Okay, let's see from 0 to 3 what we bring. You see, so now from 0 we're getting, this is 1, 2 up to that one. You see, so that's a range. The last number is not inclusive. You see, so it's from 0 to element number 2. Now the third element is not, and the fourth element is not on the list. You see, you can also do the negative range as well to get the contents of the elements. Okay, we can also leave the starting value. We can just say, just get up to 3 there. You see, it will still display the same result. So that's a bit about it. So if you just want to get all the elements up to position 3, you can just do that without putting the start value. Okay. You can also do the negative indexes. Like I said, you can say, let's say from -3 to -1, for example, -1. You see, so -3 to -1, you're doing this, but they were not inclusive. Remember, it's a range. Okay. So now we know how to access items within list. What about if we want to change the value of the item? Since we're saying lists are ordered and changeable, we've seen that the lists are really ordered. What about changeable? Are we able to change the values once we define our list? Okay, let me just delete these columns, rows rather. Okay. So how do we change this? Now I want to change where there's a duplicate name blender to put a new name. So I'll say names. Now I'll follow the index that I want to change. For example, for blender, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So that means I want to change on position 4 there. Now I want to give it a new name. It should go by the name test name. Test name. All right. Then I'll print these names. Let's see now. Print names. All right. You see, we have replaced the fourth item with the name test name. So it means really the lists are changeable. We're able to change the list. Okay. Remember, this is very important. Whenever we start manipulating some data, we would need to have this in mind. They are ordered and changeable. They can also contain duplicates. Okay. The same way, you can use the negative index to change a name somewhere. It means you can, let's say -1, that means we're changing. If we do, let's say negative, oh, sorry, not here. Top here, we say -1 or -1. I'll say, I'll just replace with basketball there. You see, the last element has been replaced with basketball. So you can really change some list. Okay. What if you just want to check if an item exists within the list? Okay. It may be where you have a lot of data within maybe your spreadsheet, etc. You're just looking for a particular value. You just you can check that. Okay, let's say ABCD. Does it contain ABCD? So let's try that scenario. Okay. To do that, we can say, for example, if let me check if Blender is in the list of the names. If Blender in names, you see, remember I said Python is like English. So it's more like we're saying if Blender is in the list of names. See, it's very simple language. All right. So if Blender is really in the name in the list names, I just have to say, oh yes, we found Blender. You see, let's try to run this. Oops. Oh yeah, beautiful. We're saying, oh yes, we found Blender. Let's try a name that is not in the list. Let's say test 2. Nothing is happening because that name is not in the list of the names. We can print something as well by saying else we print nope, name not found. Okay, let's do that. See, so it's giving us feedback. Nope, name not found. So that's how you can check if an item exists within a list. This becomes handy when you just want to check for a particular value within some sets of data. Maybe you have a large set of data, you just want to check something if it exists, then move on, or if it exists, pull out that name, remove that item from that group and put it in another group. So it becomes handy. All right. We can also check, let me just remove this. We can also check the length of the list. How many items are within that list? So to check how many items within that list, we just using, let's say, print using length, which is short length, then the name of the list. Okay. It's telling us that list has 5 items. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is true. That's how you can add, you can check the length of the list. We can also add items. Remember, we're changing items. We can also add items to the list. Since we, if you want to add a new name there, we can just do this. We can say, we can use names dot append. So append, that means we're adding something within the list. So we can append, let's say, new DOM. All right. So let's print that new list. All right. Then new DOM is added at the end of the list. Okay. At the same time, if you want to add the list to a specific position, it means you have to give the index of that position where you want to replace that list new item with. So to do that, we would say names. Now we use insert instead of append if we want to insert at a particular position. Then we say, let's say if you want position -1 where there's new dawn, we want to replace it with crossover. All right, let's print this now. Print names. You see, we have replaced where there was crossover, where there was new dawn with crossover. Now new dawn has pushed to the end. So that's what happens when you use insert with an indexer. You push the element that was on that position to the right side. So you can use insert or append to add new items. At the same time, you can remove items from the list. Okay, you can remove items in the list. I can just say names dot remove. You see, Python, this is more like English, man. We're just telling something to remove and we use the word remove. Beautiful, right? Okay, so I want to remove new dawn. So I just say remove new dawn. All right, let's print this. So print names. Boom, new dawn is gone. You see? Okay, so that's how you can remove an item. You can use pop to remove an item. So let's say names dot pop. Let's see how pop works. Then I'll print. Take note of the let me just remove some of these elements. Okay, so say names dot pop. Then I'll print names. Let's see. You say pop removes the last element. So if you use pop, just know that you are removing the last element from your list. Okay, that's pop. So if you're using pop, you're removing the last element from the list. You can also use the delete keyword to remove an item using a specified index. For example, I would say del for delete names. Delete names, I'll say at position 2. So 0, 1, 2, that means Mikogo will be removed there. So say print names. Print names. All right. You see, Mikoko is gone. So he specified that want to delete something from that. Okay. The delete keyword can also be used to delete the whole list. So if you say del names, it means we're deleting the whole list. Okay. So I'll just copy this so that if I delete, I should maintain it. So if it's saying del names, then let me say print names. It will give me an error because we have deleted names here, and if we're trying to print something that doesn't exist. So let me run this. You see, it's giving me an error because names is not defined since we deleted the whole list using that del keyword. Okay, I'll define it again by running the first element. Oh, sorry, this element doesn't exist. That's why it's giving me the error. So let me just remove that and remove this as well. We don't need it. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, so we have our names there. At the same time, if you don't want to delete the whole list, we can just clear all elements within the list by using the word clear. You see, if say clear and we print, now printing names won't give us an error because names exist, but it's an empty list. You see, it's an empty list. Okay, so I'll run the first element again. Now I'll remove the clear one. So we still have the names there. Since if you can say print names, we still have names there. Okay, you can also copy items from one list to another list. Okay, so I'll say, let me give surnames, for example, surnames. Remember we use square brackets, so say surname 1, surname 1, then surname 2, then surname 3. Okay, let's print these surnames for you to appreciate. Print surnames. All right. So we have our surname there, surname 1, surname 2, surname 3. All right. So what if you want to copy surnames to the list of names? We say names is equal to surnames dot copy. All right. So let's go ahead and print names. All right. So now we've copied the contents of surnames into names. All right. If you can print surnames, we still have surnames. If you print that, we still get the surnames. So that's how you can copy elements from one array to another array. Okay. You can also join the two arrays. For example, we have the surname here. Let me just delete this. Okay. So what if you want to join names with surname? Okay. To join that, we're saying, let me define a new array. Say new names will be equal to new names will be equal to names plus list plus surnames. So print new names. I see. So now, since last time we copied the contents of surname to name, so it has replaced all the first names there with the surname. So we have surname, whatever. So we have copied the contents of the names to the other side. So maybe let me learn this. Let me learn from top, and we run surnames, and we do this. Yeah. Now we have the first names, then the surnames. Since we don't have a copy option here, but we concatenating the two lists into one list. All right. So these are some of the functions you can use within the list. And yeah, so later we'll look at the tuple, the set, and dictionaries. Then we move on to the loops, the while loop, the for loop, the functions, and the classes. All right, like I promised, there'll be session 2 again today. So I'll drop another session some 2 or 3 hours from now. But for the meantime, enjoy this piece. All right, feel free to comment or give feedback through inbox or the comment section. I'll appreciate. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, YouTube, Facebook. At the same time, visit my website www.blenachsinger.com. Adios, good people.